Hi, this is David with entry number, what are we at here? 605? 604? Something like that. Here walking around this kind of recently discovered area that I actually live like 2 minutes away from. But it's this kind of quiet residential area that, like, if you look on either side of me, these are apartments, but over on this side is like a ton of hostels, and this is actually like kitty corner to Hongdae, which is like a really big party area around here. There's also a lot of these kind of shops that I'm about to walk by right here. This is closed obviously, but they're kind of like boutique kind of things, and it's pretty cool, I guess. Yeah, it's kind of like this whole area around here, this Hongdae area, is like right on the verge of kind of like, this is, I would call like the quote-unquote outer Hongdae, is like right on the verge of like really popping and becoming like a big deal. You can kind of like feel it almost. It's weird. Today is very humid. It's I don't know what those boxes are about, but that's pretty cool. It's very humid. I think it's like supposed to rain, but it hasn't cracked open yet. Some updates, I guess, on my personal life. Everything seems to be relatively in a holding pattern, which is fine. You know, like I talked a couple times ago about the Japan job, and that's still about where it was. Having some trouble securing a way to get my transcripts copied or like scanned, so that's kind of a troubling thing, but on the whole everything seems to be in order. I've had a little bit of contact with the actual business. They seem to be legit, which was one of my concerns. There's like a website for ESL work called Dave's ESL Cafe. Dave is kind of like this pioneer, or one of like an old school ESL teacher. I don't know where he taught, but he's kind of like an old guard guy, and he started kind of like a forum about looking for work, and he's kind of like, his website is kind of turned into like the premier kind of official, unofficial website to find ESL jobs, and a few of them, you know, every now and again you get the kind of positions of ill repute, or I should say sources of ill repute, but yeah, this one seems okay. I looked up a little more information about the actual area, and it seems to be pretty much a prime area for me personally. So, you know, like it's in the north part of Japan, and I think I mentioned before, it's where the nuclear reactor exploded or overheated or overwent, and so the area is actually pretty cold, relatively. The southern part of Japan is actually like almost subtropical, the area near Kyoto, and it's pretty rough, to be honest, at least from what I've heard and from the kind of climate reports I've read. But the area where I am, where I want to go, where the job is relatively temperate, and relatively speaking, and it's actually pretty much like where I used to live. So all that being said, I think it's a pretty good fit. My day-to-day here is pretty good, you know. I've talked about in the past kind of dangers of being comfortable, kind of resting on laurels, and I really want to try and avoid that kind of thing for me personally. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I should say again, it's bloody hot. I'm like sweating right now a little bit, but everything else is good. You know, I met with my people. I went to church. You know, so far today's been pretty good. You know, on the whole, I'd say. But yeah, you know, there's a few like, you know, like I guess like hesitations or whatever, things that give me kind of pause, I suppose, about Japan. Like one of them is the cost of living, and you know, it should be okay, but I'd be very interested in kind of experiencing really what that kind of quote unquote like really expensive place is like. I've heard nothing but like how Japan is like this very expensive place to live, but you know, like what is expensive, and I've learned over the last 2 years of living here that most people don't really spend their money very well, to be honest. So like, you know, I hope I could just make a stew, maybe with real meat instead of whatever I've been using, which is like a soy kind of sausagey bullshit thing, which is, you know, it's tasty, but it's not meat. And that would be nice. Maybe get a diet besides having a diet besides like the same 3 things every single day would be nice. Also, the second thing, more seriously, is coffee. I know like Tokyo has a really awesome coffee scene, but Iwate or Morioka, I have no clue. Absolutely no clue. So there's that. But anyway, this is a really nice area that I'm at right now. It's like nice and cool under shade. This is like, if you see, it's like an actual guarded rail walkway, because this school right here is like really huge, and it's like all protected. See, there's no smoking here. But yeah, today's been good, so it's pretty awesome. Anyway, I'll talk to you in a couple days. It'll be 1 day break again, back to normal schedule. So anyway, I apologize for me skipping the last couple of, you know, that 1 day, I guess, but I feel like I've given a fair amount of content over the last 3 days. So, you know, sorry if it felt like it wasn't, but anyway, talk with you soon. Bye.